Hi guys, I want more people. Welcome to this video. In this video, we will see how to set up a hosting server on your computer and set up WordPress multi-sites as well as individual sites on your computer without any need of internet. The software that we are going to use is called Sim, and actually this is the location that we have to download this software. And this is completely free, and it's a completely free and open source software. And these are the software versions that we could download: Windows, and for Linux, and as well as for Apple computers. And in this video, I'll show you how to do it on Windows computers. WordPress multi-site means the bigger picture of WordPress means how big the WordPress is. That you can see how powerful the WordPress is and how far it has come. And many complex websites have been created using this multi-site network feature of WordPress. And in a WordPress multi-site network, you will not be using databases for each and every website you develop. WordPress multi-site, you'll be having a single database to create all of the sites that you develop within that main site. And in this main site, you can have your super admin and to control all other sites that you create. And this way, you can create all other sites that have been created and how those sites going to be operated and what are the plugins they are using and restrict the plugins, restrict themes. And the super admin has all this control over other networks that you create. This is the main feature of multi-sites. And I show you some examples of websites that has been created using this WordPress multi-site feature. And this is the best example is WordPress.com. WordPress.com uses a multi-site feature and let others create their own site within the main site of WordPress.com. And BBC America is another good example of WordPress multi-site. And Reuters is another example. And this is a French website that uses multi-site, this powerful multi-site feature of WordPress. And guys, this is the setup of a local hosting server for developing individual sites. So that means each and every site has their own databases, separate databases, and plugins, themes, and will be installed separately. Not like multi-site network. In multi-site network, you install plugins and themes in the main site, not in each and every site that you develop. Instead you will be pushing them into other sites separately. In individual installation of WordPress, you will be installing them separately for each and every installation you do. And to show you some of the sites developed by this individual feature. And these are some of websites that are created by WordPress. And not the multi-site feature. These are normal WordPress sites. And this is another site of developed by using WordPress. And the Walt Disney. And all these sites has been created using WordPress. And in fact, more than 40% of website today has been created using WordPress. So you can see how powerful the WordPress is. And guys, let's move on to our WordPress installation. First of all, I'll be setting up a hosting server on my computer, and then we'll be installing WordPress multi-site and create 3 sites within that site to show you all the steps necessary. And secondly, I'll be installing 3 WordPress individual sites to show you the steps and the differences between 2 installations. And also I'll try to keep this as simple as possible to show you clearly all the steps necessary. And also, I'm not using any internet, as you can see. I'm completely offline, and I have already downloaded all the softwares I need, the same server and WordPress, because I want to waste time downloading them, and all the links, guys, that you may need to do the installation. I kept it under my details area under my video in this video, so you can refer to those links and download all those softwares and do practice. And the first thing we need to do is run this send, as I told you at the beginning of the video, the send, the software, the hosting software. You have to open this software as administrator if you have set up users in your computer. So I have created the users in my computer, activating user controls in my computer, and because of that I'm running this software as administrator. And guys, this message is because of the antivirus running in the background of the computer, so nothing to worry about. Sometimes, guys, you may get a firewall warning as well just before this message appears, so nothing to worry about. Say yes and give access to this software, because you need to do changes in your computer. So say yes. Just because of the account control UACO in my computer, so I have created users. We say yes. Next. And guys, this is very important. And this software comes with several other softwares, important softwares bundle up. So you don't need all these softwares to install. We'll install all the necessary software for this installation, because all these other software may not need. So what are the softwares that you need are the Apache server. This is the hosting server software. And as I told you earlier, explained earlier, MySQL, that means the database part, to create the database part, more important part of WordPress installation. There are all the information market, and FileZilla. This is a software that you may need to upload once you develop your site. May need to upload to servers that you have purchased or free servers. This is software that you may need later on, but not now. And PHP, this is the software that WordPress has been developed, and PHP admin, the admin part of that. The rest, so I'll untick and do the installation with the most important softwares I have highlighted. So I have removed the unnecessary part of this installation and kept only the most important ones. And guys, this is where the folder or the path the installation is going to be take place. So this is very important, because the backing up your sites, your work, the hard work is very important. So all the sites that you're going to create will be under this folder. So when you back up, you can just simply back up this folder, and entire backups, folders you create, the WordPress installation will get backup automatically. So it is simply backing up this folder, will do the needful and back up all necessary files. The language. This will take a few minutes to install depending on your computer. And also guys, this software, the SIMP software, is very simple software and not very bulky software, and definitely will not slow down your computer, and you don't worry about this. Very simple but yet very powerful software Okay guys, the installation has finished and it is asking me to whether we need to open up control panel of self server, the hosting server right away. Uh, yes, we need to do that. Okay guys, this is the control panel of our hosting server we have just installed. And guys, before starting this, I will show you the location and how to activate this control panel later on. And guys, this is the location that we have just installed our self server, that means local hosting server. And this is the file that you need to activate your control panel, server control panel, anytime you need. Send control. This is the file that you need to open up your control panel anytime you need. This is the Apache server, the hosting service part that you need to activate the hosting server, and SQL, the database to create databases, and to activate the file seeder to transfer files into servers that you purchase later on. So to activate the Apache server, the hosting server, you have to click Start in this activity, and you can see the port, the local port. This is the local port that is installed. The and SQL. And then to control, you have to click admin, or to create a new database, you have to click admin, and it will open up another menu to create the databases as well as see whether the server is running in the background. So just click admin. So getting this message means that server is up and running in the background. So that part is okay. And click admin of SQL. And guys, this is where you create all your databases. To create database, click database. And guys, I'm going to create the database for our main multi-site that we're going to create, and all the information of the sub-site that we're going to create later on will be in this database, because in multi-site there's only one database that handles all the details of other sites that we create. And it is very important to know that never use uppercases or keep spaces in between, because those spaces will create a lot of problems in databases. So I'm going to name it as WordPress multi-site. So I name it as WordPress multi-sites, because otherwise it will confuse with the sites, the individual sites that we are going to create later on. This is the database that we have just created. Now we can start installation of WordPress. To install WordPress, we have to download WordPress, and I have already downloaded, because I just want to waste time downloading them, and as well as I'm not using any internet functions at the moment, so I'm completely offline. So take a copy of this. All the WordPress installations will take place HT docs folder. Inside this, the main folder where we have installed SEP server. So this is the folder that will take place all the WordPress installations, normal sites as well as multi-sites. So always starts WordPress installation by pasting a copy of WordPress inside this folder, and extract it. All the installation will take place, and inside this HT docs, just paste it and extract. And it has created, as you can see, that it has created a folder. So I'm going to rename it as and this is the way that you actually install all the WordPress sites. So not only the multi-sites. So we are supposed to rename this folder to the according to the site that we are going to create. So I'm going to rename it as WordPress multi-sites. And the second thing that you have to do, guys, to locate this PHWP config sample file, this file, sample file, and delete this part, sample part, and name it WP config PHP. So I have renamed it as WP stroke config, removing the sample part. That's the first thing that you have to do, and then edit it and allocate this section. We are asking you to enter database name, the username, and the password. The database name and the username, keep it as root, and the password, keep it as blank. And these are the changes we have done. Database name, the username we entered as root, and the password we kept it as blank. Because in the next window we are going to enter correct. It will prompt us to enter a correct username as well as the password. Next. Okay, guys, in local hosting environment, to call your site you are going to develop, you open up your web browser and type localhost. And the folder name of the site you are developing. In our case, it is WordPress multi-sites. If it is for the first time, the next screen will prompt you to enter a correct username and the passwords of your website, because as you can remember, we have entered the password as blank and user as root. So the next screen will prompt you to enter correct passwords and username for the very first time when you're entering your site. And if you want to go straight into a dashboard of your website that you are going to develop, to continue developing, you type WP stroke and admin, and this will open up the dashboard of the website, any website you are developing, and you can do all the modifications to your site. But in this case, we just want to visit our site because it will prompt us to enter all the details required to us to enter. And this is the screen that you get for the very first time when you are visiting your site, asking you to enter all the details. The site, so the site details we enter as a multi-site. And the username, admin. Just because of my password is long enough, not long enough, so doesn't matter. So just click confirm your password and your email. And it's always recommended not to click this dialog box because it will discourage search engines from indexing this site. So you'll get difficulty searching for your site. And click install WordPress. And click install WordPress. And WordPress is installed. Now we can visit our site. In the local hosting server environment, this is how you call your sites that you are developing. Localhost. And site name. And this is a site we have just created. And remember guys, this is not a multi-site yet, even though we have renamed that multi-site. So we have to do a few more changes to make it as multi-site, because as you can see that no network options available, because this just a simple WordPress site. To make it a multi-site, so we have to do a few more changes in the same file that we have entered earlier. And we must locate the section that says that's all, and stop rating and happy publishing. So just above, we have enter this small line to activate the beginning of multi-site. But you don't have to look for this part in anywhere, because I have kept it in the details area of my video. You can just copy it from there and paste it into your WP config file. So this is the only part that is not available in this installation that we have to look for, because all other things will pop up automatically, as you can see in the next pop-up window. So this is what we have done. So I have entered this section just above this line. Save and exit. And we have to refresh the site now, and it will make the network options pop up in the dashboard of this site. And you can see under tools, the network setup has appeared. And go to network setup. So I'll make this network title as WordPress multi-sites. And email, and install. This will install WordPress multi-site, and it will make the network options pop up in this area, and admin area as well. As I told you guys earlier, except that the earlier line that we have entered in the WP config file, most of the information are all provided. Just read this line, and you can see that the first section of the display you have to enter in the WP config PHP. That means this section can copy, and again edit the same file. And enter it just above the line that we have entered earlier. This is the line that we have entered earlier, and this is the section we have just entered. Save it, and the second section is this. So that we have to enter in this file. Let's copy, and that file you can locate in the same folder. This is the file, HTTP access. So same way, just edit it. And guys, it is very important to delete this section, but if there, that's not needed in multi-site networks. Otherwise, it will make sometimes crash your network. So delete it and just enter the part that we have copied, save it, close. And now, once you refresh this site, it will make the other network options pop up in this area. In here, and the dashboard of multi-site super network administrator. See, now you can see all the network necessary tools for creating a multi-site as affiliate, network admin, and under sites and network settings. All the options that we need for installing multi-site has already appeared, but now we can create our multi-site, start creating our multi-site. This is the dashboard of super admin. And you can see that there's only one site, that's the main site. This is the main site. And guys, this always recommended that to uninstall all the plugins and themes that are coming with the installations. And to talk to you about plugins and themes, when you're talking about themes and plugins in WordPress, all the power of WordPress and the flexibility of WordPress coming from themes and plugins. So if you consider, to explain what are these themes and plugins, if you consider your WordPress as your mobile phone, then the flexibility and the power and what you can do actually is the theme that you select. So the theme give you the theme that you're selecting will give you all the flexibility and exactly what you can do and what you cannot do. It is the theme that decides all that, and the plugins are the things that decide how you're going to do things. Like for instance, if you're sending an email, then there's a plugin for sending emails. Then you download that, and then you can send emails. So likewise, for everything you need to download plugin. So plugins give you all the things that you need to operate in WordPress. It is always recommended to delete all the themes and plugins that comes with WordPress installation. There are themes, like you can see that there are themes that are coming in normal installation. You don't need any of these because you will not be using any of these plugins or themes. So because of that, this installation will be very bulky. Because of that, we remove all the plugins except one plugin, because theme. Because if you delete all these themes at once at the beginning, it will crash the multi-site, because to display multi-site you need at least one theme available. So I'm going to delete unnecessary ones, leaving only one. So I left only one theme to work with until we install other themes that we're going to need, and I'll show you in a minute once this is finished. In the plugins, these are the plugins that are normally coming with normal installation, so I'm going to delete all. So all clear. Now we can set up multi-sites one by one, that actually not the multi-site, sub-sites inside this within this multi-site installation. So for that, we have to go to a super admin dashboard and sites and admin. So guys, you can see now this is the part of the installation, and all other sub-sites that we're going to create in the multi-site environment will be under this part. So I'm going to create my first site, multi-site, the sub-site, site title. I'm going to make the same. And I'm going to create two more sites just to show you guys. And one more site. Okay, now we have created three subsites within this multi-site environment. Now you can see the main site, dashboard of the main site, and the multi-site 1, 2, and 3. These are the sites we have just created, and our main site at the top. And guys, when you're done major changes in the network, it's always recommended to update the network before you do any other changes. And this will take all the changes that we have done and take into effect. This is the dashboard of main site and the dashboard of site 1, and even you can visit one by one. This is the sub-site 1 we have just created. This is the sub-site of site 2 we have just created, and the site 3. You can visit the dashboard of any of the sites. So this is the dashboard of site 2 we have just created. And guys, we are adding themes and plugins are going to very important part of this multi-site installation. So when you are adding themes and plugins, you add them into main site, and you can make them available for other site. So whoever going to create those sites further can activate or deactivate according to their requirement. So I'm going to super admin dashboard. And guys, this is the WordPress site that you have to download plugins as well as themes. This is the theme page. These are the themes. You can select one by one, but there's a very important theme I will show you very shortly. This is the most important. This is the most important theme of all, because this theme that used mostly because of the flexibility it has, and you can do a lot of things with this. With that theme extra. So I have already downloaded them because I'm not using any internet activities right now. We are completely offline. I already downloaded them. So right now I'm in the super admin dashboard. So I'm going to install themes. This is the network admin dashboard. So there's only one theme is available. So that is not the theme that I have downloaded. For that, we have to select upload theme. Browse. And when you download themes, they will be downloaded as zip files. So it will automatically get extracted and installed. And this is where you activate these themes. So I'll come to that later after installing plugins as well. To install plugin, go to plugins and add new, and upload plugin, browse. And this plugin, for the guys who have installed WordPress know that it's very important. Is the Elementor. This is the plugin that gives you all the flexibility of editing. It's the most important, most famous plugin at all. And don't activate network activate yet, because you can do that later on, one by one, selecting one by one from each and every site. And some more. And this is essential add-ons for Elementor. The same plugin. This is extended part of that, and that will give you some more features, very important features. And this is the header and footer editor, because in normal Elementor plugin, this part is not available to edit the top and bottom part of the site, so the header and footer. This plugin will make that available too. And all the plugins has been installed. You can see that all these plugins are installed. And this network activate part will in super admin dashboard. If you click this part, this will be available for all the sites. And you don't have to do that. You can activate them the way they want, and in the according to requirement, they can. If you make them available in this super admin dashboard, each and every site, whoever is going to develop them can activate them separately according to their requirement. But to install themes and plugins, you must do it in super admin dashboard. So visit the dashboard of site 1, this is the subsite. But you can see that in the plugins area, the plugins that we have installed in the super admin dashboard has come to effect in this area as well, but still not activated. As you can see, none of the plugins are activated. So if you think that if you are, suppose if you are the one who is going to develop this site, then you can, according to your requirement, you can activate Elementor, and it is activated. And header and footer. So you can see that I have activated 2 of them, but not the third one. And I go to the dashboard of site 3, we go to plugins, and I'll activate the Elementor and essential add-ons only, except this one. And I will see the site 3, and in plugins you can see that only two of them is activated, even though all three are available. But to add themes, to change theme, you must visit super admin dashboard and themes. And guys, remember, it is very important to keep this theme that got installed with the WordPress installation always. Never delete it, because it might deleting this might crash other site for some reason. This makes the other networks crash, because to display the site you need a theme available. So always keep this theme, even though you are going to install some more themes later on. By clicking this network, now it is Astra theme is already activated. That means you can activate in other sites as well. If you want to disable this, if you disable this, other sites cannot access this theme. Now it is disabled. Now it is disabled. If you want to enable it, just click and enable. Now you can just see it any of these sites. And see that only the theme that got installed is there. So this is the reason that I told you not to delete this theme, because the changes that you are going to make in network admin special themes will affect all other sites. So it is always recommended to keep the first theme that got installed with the installation safe. So I'm going to activate the Astra theme. It is activated, so that means it is available for other sites. See now it is available, so you can activate or deactivate. Now should go to site 2, because nothing in this site that we have activated. So I'm going to activate. Okay, and the theme got installed, and the next thing is to do the editing and develop your site. You can go to dashboard of site 1. You can see that is it's available but not activated, and plugins. We have activated 2 plugins, not the third one. And site 2, we haven't activated any of the plugins. It's all still deactivated. You can activate any of these separately. And in site 3, you can see that we have activated 2 plugins already. So likewise, themes and activate Astra. So likewise, this is the actual way, guys. All the developer sites, but the WordPress developer sites have been created. They create this site locally and then upload them to servers. So this is the actual way of developing site. So because of the WordPress, because of some other sites that came up later on with the concept of developing site online. If I have used free hosting service, that you should know that by now they limit the number of clicks or number of times you save. So you know response time you need to save sites many times, because that will take a lot of time responsing them. So for those times you can always save your clicks, and this way, believe me guys, this is the fastest way, and it's very reliable because we have the site in your computer and you can delete and you can practice. You can do whatever you want. You can do this again and again because no harm done. And this way, guys. And okay, now we have completed multi-site network, and we can visit the sites one by one. This is the main site, actually, super admin site. This is the main site. So you can develop this site. You will develop this site separately into a huge complex site. This is the main site, and the subsite one. This is the site 2 with the Astra available, the theme, and this is the third site that we have only activated plugins with available of the standard plugin that came with WordPress. Now, guys, the multi-site part is over. Now we'll see how to install individual sites. You can change these folders if you want, but it's always recommended to keep these folders inside this HT standard folder, because it's easy to locate and you want to forget, and this needs to do especially easy to backup. You can backup entire folder with the self server, that is a hosting server, files as well. So it's very easy to keep it in the same location without changing the locations. So individual sites are going to be installed in the same folder. So I'll install 3 individual sites just to show you the differences between multi-site and normal individual sites. So it's the same procedure. Just copy this WordPress download and copy it here and just extract it, and it will make another WordPress folder. Just created another folder. This is the earlier, and I'm going to rename it as site 1. And as I told you, I'm going to install now. We have installed 3 sites, and I'm going to install 3 sites as well, individual sites. Rename site 2, and again for the third site. So these sites we're going to develop separately as individual sites. Site 3. Okay, guys, all the folders are created for the 3 individual sites. But before you do anything, is that we must create databases for these 3 sites separately, because these going to be, as I explained earlier, these sites going to be individual sites, and each and every individual site needs a database its own. So we have to create databases for each and every site in the same admin panel of a hosting server. The panel is here, but I'll show you how to activate the panel again. This is the send folder, send control, double click to bring the control panel of self server, the local hosting server, and click admin of MySQL. And this is the database panel. So you can click new here, or you can either click new or click database by going to home and database for site 1. Database for site 2, and home and databases. The same way, it will bring to the same display. Site 3, create. Now you can see that we have created 3 separate individual databases for our three individual sites, and this is the multi-site database, the common multi-site database. And guys, in case if you want to delete any of these databases and recreate it again, just go to databases and click any of the databases here and click drop. So that will delete any of the databases you want to delete, and you can recreate them, like site 1 and then click drop. So it will ask whether to delete it or not. So you can nothing to worry about. If you make a mistake, just come to this panel and select any of the go to databases, home and databases, and click any database that you want to delete and delete it and recreate. You can do anything. It is all yours, very flexible. You can do it again and again. Try it yourself and see how easy it is, and all the databases we created. Okay guys, now we can do changes to these sites one by one. This is very simple because it's individual files, not like multi-site. And as usual, locate the sample file and rename it to wp config and open and edit it. As usual, database name site1, username root, password as blank, and save. The same thing to site 2. Open the same file, rename it to wp config, open and edit. Database name site 2, username root, password as blank. Save it and exit and send it to site 3. Same file, rename, open and edit. Database name site 3, username root, and password as blank, and save and exit. Now guys, as usual, just log into each and every site separately. Log my host site 1 as you did earlier, and it will open up the same screen, prompting you to enter necessary details. This is site 1, username admin, password, and the email, and install WordPress. We'll do the login later on after we done all 3 sites. And as usual, go to site 2, same procedure, site 2, username admin, and the email is from WordPress. So you can see guys, it's not complicated once you get used to it. There are a few steps that you get used to, and we do the login later on, and do the same thing to site 3. Site 3 admin, the password, and install WordPress. And guys, all 3 individual sites are completed now, so we can visit one by one and do the installation of themes as well as the plugins. So visit site 1, and this is site 1, and to visit the dashboard, WP admin. If you want to visit the dashboard of any site, click localhost, the site name, and WP/admin. So that will take you to a dashboard of any of the sites. So admin, password, and this is the dashboard of site 1. And you can go to appearance and themes. You can see that there are so many unnecessary themes that we are not going to use, and making this bulkier, so installation heavier, so you can delete them by one by one. But remember, don't click all the or delete all the plugins until you install one plugin that you need in this individual installation. Not like network installation, multi-sites. Of course, you must have one always. The first theme must be kept always, but in this individual installations you can delete all, but keep one until you install the theme that you need. So that you click each and every theme and click delete. And click delete. So I'm going to install a new theme. Upload themes. The same procedure. If you have downloaded the themes, then go to browse and install extra in the site 1 and install now. And because I don't need the theme that came with this installation, I'm going to delete that as well, activating this. So I'm going to click activate and activate the theme. And now I can delete this. And going to install plugins the same way. And I don't need any of these plugins, so I click all and delete as a bulk action and add new. Upload plugin, browse, and Elementor, the most powerful plugin of WordPress. Activate and add another one. Header and footer of Elementor, very important part of Elementor, and both activated. And now you can visit the site and see. Now site 1 is completed. You can just start editing it, and we do the same thing to site 2, and this is site 2. And to visit the dashboard, WP admin. And this is the dashboard of site 2. We'll go to appearance and themes and continue. All these unnecessary ones. And going to add, no, in this one I'm going to keep the one it is because you see the difference between the sites and plugins. I'm going to delete all as a bulk action. And in site 2, no plugins are created. In site 2, so we will simply do site 3. I think to dashboard and appearance themes. We will do it one by one. And install Astra. And this is the theme of most popular theme of most of the guys install. Almost all of the guys install WordPress using WordPress because you can do a lot of things in this plugin, not a theme, and activate. And now I can delete this. And plugins, install plugins. I'm going to delete all of them as a bulk action and a few plugins. Activate and one more. Activate and site 3 is completed and we can start editing as a different part of WordPress. Site 2 dashboard, you can see that no plugin installed. Site 1 again, and as well you can log in to this is the multi-site. So all hosting in the same hosting server in your computer. You can develop multi-site, you can develop individual sites. So you can see how powerful this simple software is. The same software is a simple software, very lightweight software, and you can see the things you can do with the same server. And this is the subsite of multi-site, site 1. Multi-site 2 is the subsite of our multi-site. This is the third subsite of our multi-site network. and you can develop any of these into separate sites. And it's not complicated. You can delete site, you can redo it again and again, because all the sites are in your computer. You can do it again and again, and how you can see how powerful the software is, and how much flexibility that you can get with the installation like this. So practice, guys. Do it again and again. At least nothing to worry about. Just delete and then start all over again and follow the steps. Once you get used to it, you'll see that how easy it is. And especially when you're creating databases, create with simple letters, lower cases. Use always use lower cases and never use spaces in between. So, those things will give you a lot of problems if you use upper cases or spaces in between. And guys, to remind you one more small thing, if you want to back up this all these sites together, you can just visit this folder. This is the folder that hosting all the. This is the folder that hosting all the sites, multi-sites as well as individual sites. So inside this HT docs, you can see all the sites. So it is just a matter of backing up this folder. Just back up this folder and all your sites get automatically back up. It's very easy, very convenient. And that's it, guys. I hope you have learned something from this video. I did my best to keep it as simple as possible for all of you to understand easily. And don't forget to subscribe my channel. Just don't mind him. That's my supporter, the man. So sometimes things happen to him. So don't forget to subscribe my channel. That will cost you nothing, but will encourage guys like us to make more videos like this. And you can remember that the times that we have YouTube and there's no help available. Now YouTube help is always available at our fingertips. And that's it, guys. Thanks again, and thanks for watching, and have fun.